Okay, we're on another project here. So this is my friend JR's jeepster project. Go back on my old ass videos, you'll see it parked out there in the driveway next to the old shop. Anyway, this is the when they make a jeepster, 48 to 51 or something like that. I forget what year they made it, but anyway. So this here is its front spindle, A-arm something, not a spindle. The spindle goes into this, but basically if this was a straight axle, this is where your kingpin goes through, and then your hub sticks out through here, which would be your spindle, I guess, and the hub on that. So this is kind of an upright, I guess. I guess we'll call this an upright. And you have your A-arms top and bottom. So this thing's kind of worn out, so this one here was the good one. Still here going up and down. Anyway, he said the wheel was moving about a 1/4 inch that direction, wobbling around. So that one's a good one. This one here is worse over here. And you can't get these parts, so got to deal with the old ones. So I spent a few hours the other night trying to figure out how to hold this damn thing, because there's nothing straight on this whole damn thing to hold to. So basically I'm holding this in the vise, as only as holding it on here per se. This here I put bolts in here and I pull on the bolts, and that pushes it against the 90-degree block here plate, which kind of keeps it from moving around. Should stabilize it. And then I got this piece here jammed in between here and here, so that stabilizes on the bottom. And I got my angle set. Then we have to tilt the head here, like that, about 3.5 degrees. And then line it up down here. The problem is when you angle this head is you can't move anything now. If you move this table in, out, or up and down, it changes the center location. It screws everything all up. So no matter what I do, I can't change that dimension now. So I'm going to have this reamer right here. I'm going to put in here like that. Should be able to ream that hole, assuming it's cuttable, which I think it is. And then if I got to bore it, then I have a boring head over there. There's a couple different ones. I can put that in there and hopefully I can bore the hole straight after I'm done, because reamers don't always go dead straight. And they definitely don't leave round holes, no matter what everybody says. So that's what I got to do, and I'm going to make a bushing is what I'm going to do. And I got some bar stock I bought online. This is some heat treated material. So this is kind of be semi-hard and definitely make it hard to work with. So I got enough in here I can screw up a couple times. So we're going to make some bushings out of that and go back to a standard hole. That all sounds simple, doesn't it? Alright, so last time I moved it off center, I had to move it over 33 thou one way and 6 thou the other way. And I had the dial halfway straight as I recall, but I said that was a while ago. Looks like I didn't do any of this last time. Yeah. So when I do the hole swiping and centering, the hole's worn, so it's like this. It's all wallered out, so it's oval shaped. And the indicator I can only go down to just barely below this hole with this indicator. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to try using my fancy new indicator that I bought. This damn thing. Yeah, it's a wobbly thing. Now this you should be able to put down into a hole here and measure way down here because it's small. So you can get more deep in the hole and measure the hole more even areas. I have no idea what the dimensions of this thing is supposed to be, so I can't tell what's going on. All I can do is come off of this surface here, and that's a wearing surface. And a little bit of wear on one side will change the angle a bunch, which will get you in trouble real fast. So right now, you see how it's pretty even. It's about a thou out right there, and it pops back to 0 again. So it's within a thou right now of everything. But when I do that, the center hole is now out of whack from where I had it before. Because I want to move in the head slightly when I did that. That's why those numbers are all different. And when I change this number this way, I had to move this back and forth a little bit, which changed the location side the way. That's at 33 thou. Because I have no idea where it's supposed to be. The level here, when you put it on there, varies depending on where you're at. Of course, the surface is not flat. See, it's not flat. Sometimes 0, sometimes 7. It's usually under 10, so it's within half a degree. And you flip around and go the other direction with it, and you get more numbers. It's 0.2 on that side, but it's got to be straight this way. If you got a little bit of error in this dimension here, you're going to be way the hell off on the other dimension. See, that's 0.27 there. Not very straight. And you pull out a little bit further and get off the edge on that inside, and it'll drop down. There's 0.7. But see, it's uneven. It's just bouncy, bouncy. So it's hard to get an idea of what the angle is supposed to be, because I have no idea what angle it is, and I have no idea of relationship to what that angle is from. There's no 0 point, so I can just guess on stuff like this. Alright, so I'm going to put the long finger in there and try to get an idea where this hole is at. So obviously I'm doing the worst one first. Probably should have done the best one first, got better reference angles, but oh well, it is what it is. More unknown. I gotta remember how to use this thing, because I forget. First I need some air. Alright, we got some air now. Okay. I forget how this thing works. That should be close enough. So as you rotate this here, you turn the machine on a low gear and you rotate this thing, and you can hold this right here so everything else is moving. See, this rotates separate. So this goes around the circle and tells you what the dial is, because this moves. See, the dial moves. You like that, the dial moves there. So it gives you an idea where you're at. The center line will be the average point of the hole. So put that over here. Maybe you can get an idea what's happening over here more than where it was at. I don't know. We'll try to figure out what we're going to see and not see, because I don't know. Right now we're at 125 RPM, so I know. Let's see what 125 looks like. Well, yeah, we need some power. Alright, noisemaker's on. We got power. Crank that down a little bit. Number's going up. Yeah, it's still about 46 average. Past that hole down there, wherever that is. It's up there, so from there down. About the same average, about 46 is the center point. This one's about 46 and a half. That's 46 and a half there. 46 and a half. 46. Up the top here. Just under 46. Not sure which way is off. The problem with this indicator is you don't know which way to move stuff to make it go zero. You're going to play with it back and forth. So all I can do is rotate it. So right there we're at 46 and a half. We're just under 46, so I'm going to move this. Back to 46. Right there. Maybe a little bit too far. Go ahead and zero these zeros out. Move it back a couple tenths. Tenths. 46. 46. Okay, now we're 46 centered. Okay, so now I'm going to go this direction and do the same thing the other way. So right now we're just a tick over 46 that way. Turn 180 over. We're just under 46. So you got to move a couple tenths. One way or the other, I'm not sure which. 2/10. We went the wrong direction. Yes, we went the wrong direction. So look there at my dial over there. Up in here at the dial. It's hard to see where you're at. We went plus 2/10, so we're going to go negative 2/10 now. 2. We'll check our dial over here again. Pretty close now. I got about a half a thou of walking around number. Pretty close. Six is about the center point, pretty close. Changing, see. I don't like this style of dial, you don't know exactly what you're doing. kind of a pain in the butt. So, overall, I'm pretty damn close. I'm only getting maybe a thou difference off the center point, top from everywhere. So that means my angle is pretty good for what the angles are at. So we're pretty close. So I'm good with that. And right now I'm 2/10 from where I had it centered before, which is not an awful lot. So if you look at the dial over here, we're 2/10 different. Look at my thing here. See up there, we're 2/10. I changed it 2/10. Oh, this one moved to 3 on the vibration machine. That's this dial here. Should have been -2. Get it back to 2 where it was. So you got to do this constantly until you get it to move. When it moves, it'll move a whole bunch. Just watch. There, I just gave it a big hit and it finally moved. Went the wrong way though. Now we go back the other way. Yeah, right there's 2. Make sure in a floating zone. Okay, so that should put me right there. So I'm 2/10 of a thou difference between where I had the indicator and where I have it now. So pretty close. I think it's close enough to go. We'll go ahead and zero this thing out. Basically right here is where I'm coming off my center point. We'll figure that's where it's the least amount of wear because it's going like this is the wear. You're not going to get a lot this direction. So I'm going to go with that. Alright, so go ahead and put the reamer in there and do a reaming job. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up and we'll be back.